Good day everyone and welcome to OpenBOM. My name is Steve Hess. I'm the Director of User Experience, and my job for the next few minutes is to take you on a guided tour of OpenBOM, and at the end of which you'll be able to take the reins and jump in and start building bills of material, purchase orders, and all the things that OpenBOM can deliver. So let's start with just a quick tour of the process. As you can see, we start on the left here with creating bills of material, and then we flow down through doing some planning that we call order bombs. Perhaps you call them planning bombs. We're going to generate some purchase orders, and ultimately we'll either send those out to our suppliers or maybe on to some other systems within our company. So with that in mind, excuse me, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to jump over to the OpenBOM Dashboard, and I did a quick search for a part number for a part D200. I know that D200 is in my system because one of my engineers, let me kind of give you a quick shot here. One of my engineers used a CAD system to create a bill of material for one of my products, in this case a differential. And they used the OpenBOM CAD integration, of which we support all modern CAD systems, popular CAD systems. So they use that to automatically upload that bill of material information directly from my design into OpenBOM. So I come along maybe as a manager or a supply manager or something, and I come to OpenBOM and I say, I know that I've got that D200 is in use somewhere, but I don't know where. I did a quick search, and I click on that, and OpenBOM tells me all the information about that item, including a link to where it's used. And I can see that, it looks like maybe I have some on order, maybe I've got some used in this bill of material. And I know that I'm going to need to place an order for this differential, so I'm going to start at the bill of material and going to work my way through the process. So I've used the where used command to locate the BOM, and here it is. This is the bill of material for that differential housing. There's a lot of information here. I'm currently looking at it in a single level, but I can also view this in a multi-level or structured approach where I can see the assembly and sub-assembly levels. So other things that I see on the screen here are also certainly the quantity on hand. These are how many of each we might have. Its cost, and then the extended cost. In other words, based on its quantity, what's the cost of this in this particular bill of material. And I can also I can tell OpenBOM to go ahead and total up the sum of a particular column for me and tell me what the cost is of my BOM right here, as well as some other information about cost of goods sold and other things that I may have on hand as far as the existing quantities. There's also a lot of other things that we can do when we're viewing this this bill of material. There's a lot of information here, but I can quickly share this with others. I can see right now that I have a colleague that happens to be working in this bill of material. He's sitting right here. OpenBOM is a full cloud SaaS product, so we have full collaboration, what you would expect in a full SaaS product, very similar to Google, so it's concurrent collaboration. So for my bill of material, I can export this to Excel, I can share it with others, a lot of things that I can do here. I can also view this bill of material in more of a contextual way. So for example, if I'm a planner and I'm only interested in the kind of the cost view, quantity and cost, I can create a view of this BOM that just has that information that I'm interested in. Likewise, perhaps I'm on the manufacturing floor, and so cost is not something that I'm interested in, or maybe you don't even want those in manufacturing to see cost. You can create a view of the BOM, or a view that they can view BOMs through that won't expose that sensitive data to everyone. By the way, if I'm a team or a company, I can also admin. I can also assign views to particular users so that when they join and they view any BOM in my system, they'll only see it in this particular view. So that's important. So as we think about this, let's move on to maybe I've received an order from one of my customers for some of these. So let's take a look at our order BOM. This is where we start thinking about planning, and we have an eye on creating purchase orders. So here I've generated an order BOM for 13 units. And I can take a look at that order BOM. This is where OpenBOM begins to do those inventory calculations for you. We look at what the demand is, for example, for 13 units. We see that there's, for this particular part at the top here, I need I need 13 of them because there's one used in each assembly. I've only got 8 on hand. That gives me a quantity gap of 5. So this is where you start to do that planning. I've assigned vendors to this. I've assigned a vendor list, which I've predefined so that these, King Bearing, ABC Machine, and the others are part of my, approved vendor list. And so this view here is where I really start to do, my planning and get ready to place my orders. So, once I have this worked out, maybe I've added labor or other things to this calculation. Simply click the button here that creates purchase orders, and we can see down here I get a message: purchase orders were created. So what OpenBOM does is for each vendor that's in that order BOM, we generate a purchase order with the bits and pieces that are assigned to them, that we buy from them in that PO. So let's take a look, for example, here at the King Bearing one. We saw there were quite a few items in there. So these are the items now that we're going to be ordering from King Bearing. You'll see we reuse this grid a user interface because it's very powerful and gives us a lot of flexibility. But we're going to turn this into a conventional PO here in just a moment. So here I'm looking at an order for King Bearing, and I see that I've got my quantity gaps here. These are how many of each particular item that I need to order. I can, at this point, I can send this over to NetSuite. Maybe maybe my company uses NetSuite. Maybe I use QuickBooks. I can send it over to QuickBooks. Or if I'm more of a traditional style, I can just quickly send this out to a PDF, and I can choose what properties I want to send over there. But I go ahead and I set this up and I export this. And what I end up with now is a very user-friendly, easy-to-use, kind of conventional purchase order in PDF that I can send right over to. I can just email this over to King Bearing, however we do this. So that sort of takes us through that order process. We've gone through. We used some CAD to build a bill of materials. We generated an order BOM based on demand. We predefined our vendor list, which was very simple. We may have imported that from another system or Excel. And then we generated some purchase orders and we sent them on their way. So let's return now to our dashboard. Just kind of take a look at the primary dashboard for OpenBOM. We can see here we've broken this up into some along various activities. Here's our differential mechanism that we were just working in. It's listed here in all of our BOMs. And this is where we do our BOM part management in here. BOMs and item master catalogs are managed here. We have our production planning dashboard where we manage all of our vendor lists. And you can see I have quite a few of them. You might take a peek at what that vendor list looked like that we were just working with. So I can define these. I can define many vendor lists. Maybe I have some for different catalog or category types. I can define and maintain many of those. I can see how many purchase orders I have running in the system. And here's you can see a history of purchase orders that I've created for other BOMs and for other suppliers. And then finally in the administration areas where we keep and maintain, maybe I have specific property table definitions, or I have pick lists or other things that are unique to my company. I also may have a series of templates that I use for creating catalogs and bills of material. I can share these with others on my team or my company. I can also, users that are using my CAD integrations can send their data to OpenBOM through one of these templates, so I can control what those look like. Likewise, I have the views that we've discussed, and I can manage my team. And then finally, if I can enable change management, where we have the ability to generate change requests and have them go through a sign-off loop, and these would be my approvers. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed that tour of OpenBOM. We'd love to hear from you at support@openbom.com, or of course you can visit us more at openbom.com. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Bye-bye.